So there's this lot in the Sims 4 base game called the Sandtrap Flat in Oasis Springs. It's actually a starter home with one bedroom and one bathroom. But because of EA's building restrictions, the furnishing in this house is very minimal, and it's so dark and depressing that I thought it would be fun to renovate. Even though I'm not sticking to the starter budget, I try to keep the interior relatively simple and didn't really change the exterior significantly because, for one, I'm not very good at exterior building, and two, I'd much rather spend more time decorating the inside. So here we are starting with the build. I'm using bb.moveObjects and bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement just to unlock all the items. And I should also mention that I tried to keep this fully base game because I wanted it to be accessible to everyone. And here I'm just kind of figuring out the layout and the floor plan of the house. I knew I wanted to extend this back area just to have more room, and I originally wanted to have like a connecting child's room with a nursery and a Jack and Jill bathroom situation in the middle, but didn't really work out, so we eventually got rid of that and just kept it to 2 bedrooms and an office area. But obviously if you download this lot and you want to turn this into another bedroom, then you can do that as well. But here I'm just starting off with the exterior, and I kind of struggled a lot here with what I want it to look like, what color I want to use, if I want to use like an accent brick wall. I'm just trying out different swatches and different textures here and kind of fitting it with the environment as well. I didn't really like the green. Originally I wanted to keep it, but I ended up going with a more monochromatic color, and I used this like dark brown paneling, I think, or wood wall, and I really liked it with the dark brown door and the dark brown trim and everything. It just looks very nice together. And here I'm just updating the trims and adding the roof in the back. And I'm honestly not an expert on roofing. I hate it. Like, I cannot for the life of me do roofing, especially in like traditional houses or traditional builds. But here I just kind of added it to the existing roof, and here I added like a little, what is it called, like a trellis in the backyard, like near the door towards the backyard. I feel like I use this a lot in my builds because it just adds a nice detail, and I like to add some bushes on top of it so it looks like shady and really pretty. So I decided to add that here as well. And here I'm just messing around with the flooring. I knew I wanted to keep the stone and the walkway towards the back. I feel like that's really nice. And here I just kind of moved the lot back a little bit because I wanted to have more space from the entrance to the main road, because I feel like if you have a house near a main road like this, you wouldn't want to be so close to the road, especially if you don't have any like fencing around the house. So I moved it back and extended the walkway towards the front door. And I feel like I struggled a lot here with the colors. Like, I didn't really know what kind of color scheme I wanted for a long time until I settled on this dark brown wallpaper. And I struggled with the pillars, the trims. I feel like it's really hard to like find matching swatches, especially woods with like the stairs and the trims and the roof trims. It's just difficult. So I messed around with the colors here a little bit, and I settled on this dark brown color for the exterior just to match the wallpaper and the door, even though it doesn't match 100%, but I feel like I did my best. And here I added some windows, a sliding one in the bathroom, and in the back room here is going to be an office. And for the rest of the house, I used these big base game windows, which I love. I think they added these like a lot later after the game launched, and it's a really nice addition. And this is just the living area. I added some windows there, and I wanted to keep the layout like before, like the living room in the front and the kitchen towards the back. So yeah, I kept that layout, and here I'm just figuring out the position of the counters because it was clipping with the windows, so I kind of had to adjust that a little bit. So I'm using these counters from base game. I really like them. They also added these shades or swatches a lot later after the game launched. Like, they didn't have these shades before, I'm pretty sure. And these are really nice. I just wanted to keep it more minimalistic and just simple, I guess. I wanted to go with like a dark gray metal color, I guess, for the kitchen and, the kitchen area, but it was kind of weird, so I just kept to the white fridge. And here I also changed the wood floor to this one. I love this one. I don't know, it just adds a little bit more vibrance to the room with the different colored woods. And I just started placing the furniture just to lay out and map out where I want the furniture to be. And the living room is kind of small, to be honest. Like, I can't really fit a sofa here. So I just added a love seat and an armchair here. And obviously you gotta fill the corners with a lamp and a plant. You'll see in a moment. I decided here that I wanted to have like a green, white, and cream and gray color scheme, like just very neutral. And then I did the bathroom as well. I kind of wanted to go with this green tile, like hexagon tile, but it didn't really work out. Like, the green didn't really match the chairs in the living room, and I didn't like that. So I went with a different tile. Just kept it simple and changed the walls to the plaster wall, I think. So I'm just bouncing around rooms, honestly, like trying to figure out what kind of style I want and what kind of colors I want to do. So you'll see me going back and forth a lot between rooms, between the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedrooms. That's just how I build. Okay, like my attention is just really divided whenever I build. I feel like I want to do things in one room, and then I think about another room that I want to do, or an idea of furniture I want to put in, so I go to that room first. That's just how it goes. And then here I kind of filled the wall in the dining area with like a bookshelf and a plant. And I like this stand right there beside the bookshelf. That's really nice. And then I added a guitar just for an extra activity. And then I forgot to add a stove, so here it is. I used just a simple stove. I think it's one of the cheaper stoves, but I mean, it's a starter house technically, so I just used that. And here I'm moving on to the bathroom. I originally wanted to have just a tub, but knowing The Sims and this is just a one bathroom, I feel like it would not be practical at all. So, we had to go with the shower tub combo, and obviously I couldn't afford it on a starter budget. So I added some more money, and I just really wanted to keep the bathroom simple. I honestly don't really like decorating bathrooms. Like, I feel like all my bathrooms look the same, just in different colors. And decorated the kitchen a little bit. Wanted to add a curtain, but didn't end up doing that. Added a mirror and some little clutter in the bathroom and a wall light, just because it felt really dark in there. And yeah, here we are moving on to the living room. I added an accent wall. I knew I wanted to have an accent wall in the living room, and added the tile as well in the kitchen. I love this style so much, so I use that a lot in my builds. And then here I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to put, and I added that leaning painting thing. And also in the foyer area, I added a dresser just to, for a place to put your keys and stuff. And I put a mirror there as well because I felt like it was kind of realistic to have a mirror there. And here I'm just decorating the living space, I guess. And then here I started kind of going into the bedrooms and the office. I chose some wallpapers, but it changes a lot actually. I just kept the dinosaur wallpaper in the kids' room because I thought it was cute. So I went with that. I based the room actually off of the wallpaper. I never used that shade actually, the brown dinosaur one. And here I added the desk and the computer to the office. I thought it was really nice to have an office area and a desk facing the outside near a window. I feel like that would be so nice. And a bookshelf, just a simple one. And who else loves this plant? Oh my gosh. But it didn't really fit in there because it was too small. So I just kept it to a minimum and added an easel as well, just for extra skill building activity. And I added some more money and a telescope in the backyard. I feel like that would be really fun. And a chess table as well. So there's actually a lot of skill building activities you can do in this house. There's painting, there's the guitar, there's the telescope, there's the chess table, computer. Honestly, you have everything you need. So yeah. And then I decided to make the office brown just to make it like warm and inviting and just really calm, like using really warm lighting and just simple decorations. And I originally wanted to add some planter pots here, but I ended up deleting them because I wanted to have a barbecue instead. I feel like that would be a lot more functional, I guess. I mean, you can forage for plants around the area, so I feel like you can just add that in later. And here is the bedroom. I wanted to use a modern kind of bed, so I used this one. It's very simple. I like it. And the bedrooms are kind of small, so I tried to keep the furniture to a minimum and just kind of focused on the essentials like the bed, obviously, and a dresser and a mirror. And here I'm just placing down the dressers. I decided on this green dresser from the base game, which is the same one in the living room. I just liked it. And I kind of wanted to bring in that green from the living area to the bedrooms. And I added a simple mirror and some simple decorations to the dresser just to fill the bedrooms a little bit. Maybe I could have done more with the walls, but I didn't really find anything that I liked. So I just added some framed pictures. And here I'm replacing the planter pots with the barbecue. I don't know, I like cooking on the barbecue in The Sims. It's just fun and you get to cook different meals as well. Yeah, and here I'm adding the picture frames. And now moving on to the child's bedroom, I wanted to make it really fun and kind of inspired by that wallpaper, the dinosaur wallpaper. I really liked it. And I found this bed, and I think it's pretty new from an update. It's base game, but it's really cute. And I really like how it ties in the green from the rest of the room and added the purple. And I also found this little like cubby and it's green. It's really cute. And I added this desk as well. And also some wall decorations and of course a dinosaur stuffy and a violin just for skill building. And that's the child's room done. So here I'm just adding the finishing touches. And I tried to add something on that wall there in the master bedroom, but didn't really find anything that looked good. So I just left it like that. And here I am finalizing the exterior. I added back the terrain paint all around the house and kind of softened it so it's more natural. So I'm using the soil here. And I wanted to add some trees, but I feel like, I don't know, it's Oasis Springs, so whatever. And here I'm just doing all the finishing touches. And last minute I decided to change the window color to black just because I feel like it fits better with the exterior. So yeah, that's basically the house done. And I'll show some screenshots here of the before and after. It looked really, really bland before and really dark, so I'm glad I was able to renovate this house. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to download this house, it's available on the gallery with the same username as my YouTube channel. And I'll leave a link to it down below as well. And if you enjoyed this whole video, please consider subscribing to my channel, leaving a like, and let me know what you think about this renovation in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.